Out of the rumors, out from the racket, can't make a slight mistake this time. We are the children, last generation.
I don't know if you can hear the music.
We are the ones behind.
Hi, everyone.
And I wonder if we are ever gonna change. Living under fear, till nothing else remains.
Got my flag day. We don't need another hero. We don't need to know the way. All we want is what we
Looking for something.
All right, I have a special guest today. Hey, my hero. Hi, everyone. Ow. Hi, Arlene. How are you going? Can you hear the music? Great, just checking. All right, guys, I might just pause my music there. We don't need another hero. Such a good tune. You're a hero, Arlene. You're my hero. All right, guys, I might just turn my music down. So, hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Hi to people on Facebook group there, and hello on YouTube as well. I don't think anyone's on there, but that's okay. They can watch it back later. My name's Emma Jones, and I'm a Demodex care consultant at Ungex. So if you haven't heard of us before, you haven't seen me before, if you're new to the group as well, big hello. Our Demodex support group is getting bigger every day, which is amazing. You know, you guys on there sharing all your stories and what you're dealing with Demodex mites. So we help treat people for Demodex mites infestations. And a big hello to Arlene and all of our customers watching as well. If you guys are, I know it's probably getting late there in the States. But yeah, so I just thought I'd jump on today. I'll probably do more. I'll try and do more quicker videos because we do have another great platform called Clubhouse that we're on as well. If you haven't heard of it, please jump on. We'll start doing some earlier videos as well on Clubhouse, so you guys get to join because it is at 2 p.m. Australian time, so it's a bit later for you guys. It's probably around midnight, but sometimes that is the time that the mites are biting. So Demodex mites, if you haven't heard of them, if you're watching this through one of our groups or it's being shared, etc. Demodex mites are a horrible, horrible microscopic parasite. So we actually all do have Demodex mites. You know, they're basically invisible to the naked eye because they're microscopic. So they're not so much of an issue when there's like one or two of them. We can barely feel them. They're hardly even there. But when there's a heap of them in a high population density area, that's when they can become a real issue. So this is a picture of them. Arlene's probably seen this before under the microscope. So they are not pretty. They are very alien-like. As you can see, they've got 8 legs, absolutely horrible. That's a really long one with eggs in it as well. So there are two ew, there are 2 types that live in the human body, Demodex brevis and Demodex folliculorum. So what they do, they feed off our oil and they live in our sebaceous glands in our hair follicles and skin. So they feed off all this oil, sebum as it's called, and that is their main source of food. So what happens once they feed off all of these good oils, it begins to basically starve your skin of all those nutrients that we need, for our skin and hair to grow. So while they eat and eat and eat and eat away at their heart's desires, they basically explode on the skin, which is absolutely horrible, and then they release bacteria. So what happens is, when they release bacteria, a lot of that becomes trapped in the pores become inflamed, and you're dealing with this inflammatory response from the bacteria, and they can cause so many issues. I've been doing this job for a long time now, and I hear so many stories. You dry up like a prune. Exactly, Arlene. So many stories of people that have an overpopulation of these mites, and they can cause ongoing, especially if symptoms become ongoing. So if you've had anything like acne, rosacea, a number one indication that they are in these higher populations, if you feel them on the skin. So if you're feeling any itching or creeping, crawling, that's a sure sign that there is potentially these mites or even other mites coming into contact with your skin. But we primarily target Demodex mites because they are extremely hard to kill. I'm sure Arlene can agree. You've been at this for such a long time, Arlene, and I know that you put in that hard work every single night. It's absolutely horrible, and the problems that they cause is just insane. So hair thinning, hair loss, if you're suffering from an ongoing conditions, that potentially means that mites might be playing quite the underlying role in a lot of ongoing skin issues. So, a big part of our job and my job is to really spread that awareness about Demodex mites, because unfortunately in the medical field it's really overlooked. It disheartens me every day when I talk to so many people a day, and the number one thing is that you go seeking help from professionals, and look what they do, all well and good in their job. They help treat symptoms. So if you're going in saying, look, I feel like I have mites on my skin, first of all, they're going to go, oh, mites, okay, cuckoo. Everyone has mites, no big deal. But it is quite a big deal. And generally they'll prescribe topical ointments and stuff like that, which do definitely help. They help to alleviate symptoms. They just don't effectively treat for mites. So I know a lot of people do turn to a lot of, topical treatments and stuff like that. And the one thing I find as a care consultant is that I understand why people do use a lot of different stuff on the skin. Because you're the one that ends up doing a lot of the research. I know there's a lot more available information now on the internet, and especially on our website. We've got so much information on there. We've got blogs, all different types. I start itching. The different types of problems that they cause. So where was I going with that train of thought? Yes, so I get why people do turn to using a lot of things on the skin, but what happens if you've got a really bad infestation and this has been continuing on for some time, like years? I'm sure, some people can totally agree. I spoke to one lady, she's been suffering with problems for 22 years. So throughout that course of time, she's been using so many treatments, spending countless amounts of money. And what's really happening is when you begin to use other treatments with each other, they start to stagger the process. So Demodex feed off oil. That's their main source of food. So if you've been using a lot of creams, a lot of, different types of treatments and washes, what happens is Demodex feed off oils. So especially with topicals, they can work for a short-term period, but the Demodex are super, super smart. They always throw me for a curveball every day. They actually begin to build up a resistance to the topical ointment. So if you're using a lot of harsh chemicals on the skin, topicals are filled with chemicals to kill off mites. What happens is it can definitely kill some for the short term. It can kill off the ones on the surface of the skin, which is all well and good. And people are like, yeah, I'm going fine for a month. And then problems are back. So what happens is Demodex, while you're dealing with some on the surface of the skin, I usually do a little cross section, but I have to draw a new one. So that's a cross section of the skin there, and that's where they live deep in these follicles. So while you've got some coming to the top here, and you're killing some off with these topical treatments or giving your skin a big blast of chemicals, there's a very big issue. They lay eggs deep down in these hair follicles. So while you're killing some off the surface, these guys haven't even hatched yet. So what happens is in 14 days, they've hatched, become adults, and the cycle begins again. So I was just saying hello, Cien. So there is a reason why once you sort of understand, I guess, understanding that there's life cycles of these horrible parasites, then it makes sense why a lot of things don't work, basically. So how Ungex is different to a lot of these topical things and washes, etc., is that we work to kill them off in these life cycles. And that is the hardest part. It's not an overnight thing, that's for sure. And depending on your severity levels, so if you've got head to toe, you've got scalp problems, your hair, hair loss, you have acne or rosacea, you've got blepharitis, you've got a lot of infestations going on, it's just going to take longer to treat because most likely, high probability, you do have 22,000 million on the skin. So you have to think you've got the same amount of that of eggs going on that haven't even hatched yet. So it's about working through these life cycles to kill them off when they reach the surface. And they reach the surface at night. So nighttime is their right time to have a party, hang out, and mate and breed. And then they lay the eggs back under the hair follicles. So when people are using a lot of stuff all together, the skin actually really breaks down and this healing of the skin begins to get less and less. So, if you're constantly scratching and picking, and I know it's hard not to do when you've got mites. Actually, I'm doing it now. I start talking about it and I start itching. Is that you're also carrying a lot of, you're transferring that bacteria across your skin as well. So what happens when you're dealing with a high infestation, there's probably a lot of bacteria as well floating across the skin. So, I know it's easier said than done, but when it comes to having mites on this, living with mites, I like to think the KISS principle is very effective. You've got to keep it simple, stupid. I know it's crazy, but that's a big part of our protocol. So Ungex protocol is really easy to use. It's an at-home skincare regime protocol. You have to do it every night because that sees the best results. And it makes sense because the mites are the most active at night. So We're having a Clubhouse today as well at 2 p.m. It might be a bit late for you guys in America, but please jump on. We'll be talking. I'll be saying more of what I'm saying today. So I just thought I'd do a quick little intro. We still have our Father's Day promotion running, guys. It has been Father's Day in Australia here, so I know for America you guys are different. Someone wrote to me, Father's Day was 3 months ago. Well, we're celebrating it now, but it's Australian Father's Day. So it was on Sunday. So we still have our promotion. It is finishing up today. So and I know Arlene or Hope, I know you guys just ordered recently as well, but we'll always get you guys sorted out. And I have to check in with you too, Arlene, and see how you're going. So yeah, we've still got 30% off, and plus we're throwing in free hair tonic as well. So the code at the checkout is DAD30, DAD30, and that'll get you 30% off. Awesome. What better way to start, while we have these sales on? It's a really good time to invest in an essential kit, which will get you all four of our products. So I always recommend Essential Kit is a really good one to start with because that targets the skin and scalp. So that will get you all 4 products in our protocol system. And the best results are when the products work all together. So it's a bit like, it's a bit like driving a car. You need all the parts of the car working in order for the car to go. So you get the best results when all the products are used together because they all do play a role. Synergy. There's synergy. That's what I was trying to say. You also get a user guide, and a big part of what you get is our care consultancy. We're here to make sure you use the products correctly because you can't pick and choose. It's a bit like if you buy an IKEA pack, you're not going to get the best results if you don't follow the directions. You probably get a good result, but you may miss a step, and then the cupboard will fall apart. So, and you have to do it how we say. So, it's an investment, and I know a lot of people I talk to, they're like, oh yeah, I bought the products but I didn't use them. I'm like, well, you could have been like almost mite free by now. So yeah, you've got to use it every single night and how we say, and we'll be speaking more about it on Clubhouse today as well. Yeah, so jump on, guys. And I think there was something else I wanted to talk about today. Just quickly, because I do have... jump on and do our quiz. If you haven't done our Demodex quiz, that's a good way to find out if you have high populations on ungex.com. It goes for like 5 minutes. We ask what you're doing to your skin, etc., etc. Oh, sorry. That was crazy. I didn't want to do that. Anyway, I think that's just a quick one from me today because I will go on a roll. But jump on Clubhouse, get the Father's Day promotion before it runs out, guys, and just put my name on the bottom, and I'll make sure you get Emma your free product. And take care, and we'll see you on Clubhouse, hopefully. Bye. Stay safe, everyone.